Well, we want to begin with that $1 million manhunt. Queensland police putting up a record reward to capture a fugitive who they believe fled to India after the murder of a young woman. Toyah Cordingley was 24 when she was attacked and killed in October 2018 in far north Queensland. Her body was discovered on a beach by her father, who was concerned when she didn't return from walking the dog. 2 days later, police allege this man fled the country for India. They now want him in custody. Today, Queensland reporter Andrea Crothers is following the story. Andrea, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carl. This was a crime which shook an entire community. A young woman, her whole life ahead of her, murdered while walking the dog. 4 years on, her killer remains on the run. Police are stumping up this $1 million reward, which is not only the largest in Queensland's history, but it's also unique in that it's not conditional on a conviction, rather just getting her accused killer in handcuffs in the first place. So I've been told that police have received extradition approval from the Indian government. Now it's just a matter of tracing her accused killer down, tracking him down. So police are actually hoping this could trigger a global manhunt, opening up the search to anyone with the capabilities of locating her accused murderer. Carl.
Thank you. It's the largest reward in Queensland's history, $1 million for the capture of the man police believe killed Toyah Cordingley. Joining us now with his insight, Bond University criminologist Terry Goldsworthy. Terry, good morning to you. This is a slightly unusual one, isn't it? I guess it shows how difficult it is going to be to track this person down.
Yeah, it is different than the usual rewards, Carl. I mean, usually when we see a reward come out, it's because traditional investigation techniques have been exhausted and the police are seeking to generate further information. And what we're seeing in this case is it's for the actual location of the suspect. So a brief of extradition brief has been sent over to India. It was signed off by the former Assistant Minister, Amanda Stoker. The Indian authorities have signed off on that, and it's just a matter of really locating this gentleman, the suspect, and getting him brought back to Australia to face trial.
This is an appalling crime. I distinctly remember covering it just on the Today Show, but also whenever I've gone up to Port Douglas in Cairns, north of Cairns, and had a holiday going past the beach where it happened, and the feeling up there was truly awful. And in the months and years afterwards, people want a result here, but is it realistic given the jump he's got?
Look, I think there's always, hope that these things will be resolved. I mean, we have Interpol red notices which can be issued to bring fugitives to justice. The Indian government appears to be cooperating, as does the law enforcement over there. I mean, so 4 years on from the offence happening, we know who the person is. The police, I think, have a fairly good brief of evidence. You don't send these extradition briefs over unless you're confident that you've got a good case, prima facie case there to prove the murder. So, all those things are positives. There's been a real lot of community attention focused on this murder. So it hasn't, slipped out of people's memories. So those things will just increase the pressure. The reward will certainly be of assistance. And, we'll wait and see what happens. I mean, it seems to be a matter of where is this fellow at the moment.
$1 million is going to go a long way in India, particularly as well. How will that work if someone's going to give information in India? How does that flow work?
Look, the reward's issued at the discretion of the Commissioner of Police in Queensland, so they will have to make a determination as to whether the information assisted in the capture of the fugitive. Now, if it has, then the Commissioner will, it'd be some international arrangement that they'll make between the federal government and the Indian government to ensure the transfer of the money to the relevant person actually occurs. So I don't see any issues that would stop it being paid out to anyone in India. And as you said, $1 million Australian currency would be a substantial sum of money for someone in India.
Well, that's what they'll be hoping, and then they'll have to get him back here, and then you've got the prosecution. None of that's easy, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, the young girl was murdered on the beachfront there. There's no, as my knowledge, no direct witnesses to the matter, so the police haven't really given out many details about the investigation at all, which isn't unusual given the matter's still unsolved. So I suspect it'll be a circumstantial case to some degree, although that depends what happens if they locate the suspect, whether he's prepared to do an interview.
Yeah. Good to talk to you.
And joining us this morning, a spokesperson for the Cordingley family and close friend, Wayne Trimble. Wayne, good morning to you. It's been 4 years now since she was killed. How are the family receiving this news?
Good morning to all you people and to all your viewers. At the moment, it is something that is really big up here, and I'm sure it's going to make a big difference.
You know, Wayne, I've been past those beaches so many times over the last few years, and every time I drive past and see the memorials there, I know how much and how keenly it was felt up there. This was a shocking crime. What's it going to mean for you?
Well, the reward is something that we've been looking forward to, and we all thought it was going to happen, but as long as it brings home what we need to bring home, and at the moment, we're all feeling pretty good about it. I've been talking to the family this morning, and they're excited about it, but they're holding their breath. But $1 million in India is a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to bring results.
Yeah, it's been such a long and I imagine frustrating wait, Francis. You always think in these cases, you know, there must be someone who knows just some little piece of it, even if they think it's insignificant, and hopefully this will nudge that person or people to come forward.
Like, it's been 4 years now, just over 4 years, and it's been a hell of a long time for all of us up here.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a light at the end, a big light at the end of the tunnel now. So let's hope something comes of it. But I know for a fact that $1 million Australian dollars in India is a hell of a lot of money, and there will be a lot of people over there very grateful for that money if they can do something for us.
You know, Wayne, I know it would have been difficult for you even to lead the charge on this over the last couple of years and to be as involved as you have been. Terrible, huh?
It's been terrible, mate, because you hear news and it's false, and you hear this and it's false, but this is really something that's gone really strong for us now, and I think that with this reward, I think the good is going to come out in the end, and hopefully we can arrest someone and bring them back to Australia and put them into the court systems here and
get it done.
Let's go from there.
Well,
Good on you.
I hope so. Our thoughts are with you, Wayne, and the family as well, of course.
Please pass on our regards, mate. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much.